Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
How much poop can I fit in there? Mass times volume divided by shape. C volume and shape, size and mass. I ate corn last night? Cheese. It must contain cheese.
Pringles. Once Pop plops, he just can't stop.
Bolsheviks.
No, don't say it.
Bolsheviks.
No, please stop.
Bolsheviks.
It's showtime. Bolsheviks, baby.
Look at me, I wanna be the captain of the sea.
About time.
The poop that came from me, I'd rather steer us to debauchery.
Careful what you ask for, video guy. Careful what you ask for.
What up, savages? Welcome to Grunt Speak that actually is Life in the Lair. All right. So this is what's going on today. We know there's a bunch of craziness going on in the Great Sandbox, and there's a lot of animosity, and people are like thinking there's going to be a nuke dropped or some crap like that. We're not going to be talking about any of that crazy stuff tonight, because it's going to unfold here in a few hours anyway. What we are going to talk about is mercs, mercenaries. They've existed since the beginning of time. For the most part, it's always been a pretty lucrative profession. In the grand scheme of things, a lot of money can be made doing that today. My only problem is a lot of it might be morally questionable. And that's pretty much the only reason I did not partake in that, as well, which I had offers to do it, but I declined because I can do that type of work for my country, but I don't think I could live with myself if I had to do it for money. And I hope to God I never get to that point, but it is what it is. I'm not throwing shade on the guys that do that. I get it. It's really good money. You got a particular set of skills. A lot of guys go in the U.S. military, acquire all of these skills, and get drummed out on some bullshit. And what are they supposed to do? I mean, the U.S. government literally dumped millions of dollars into these guys, and they just, over some bullshit, oh, yeah, you got a complaint because somebody said you grabbed a titty. There's no evidence, but we're throwing you out anyway. Okay. That happens all the time. So let's say you're 28 years old. You're 10 years deep into your career. You get bounced out on some crazy stuff. It's going to take you, 3 to 5 years to retool and learn another trade to do something else? Or do you spend an additional 10 years getting paid $1,000 to $5,000 a day? Of course, it's incredibly dangerous because it's war and you're screwing with death. I know all about that. I've done it. But what choice do they really have? Let's be honest here. You can, go to school for, 2 to 4 years in the GI Bill, and then, maybe get a job where you make $50,000, $60,000 a year after 4 to 6 years of school. So now you're 34 to 36 years old. How are you going to earn enough money to actually retire between 36, 38, and 62? It's probably not going to happen. The math is not on your side unless you're getting that kind of money. I get it. I really do. And I'm not throwing any shade on you guys at all. Keep doing what you're doing. Just don't be too savage about it. That's all I got to say. All right, let's bring in the Battle Dwarf and let's get this thing rolling.
Oh, boy. Yeah. This all started when I saw a tweet and I started reading into it. And there's this thing called Spear Operations Group. First of all, SOG, guys, really? You're going to take the SOG name? From Vietnam? Yeah, that's how. Mac v. SOG? Okay. Come on, man. Anyway, Spear Operations Group, it's a thing. They're a private military company or private military contractor, a term popularized, I believe, by Eric Prince and his crew. Mm-hmm. They don't call them mercenaries anymore. It's like, I'm not a grammar Nazi anymore. I'm alt-right. Okay.
Changing the title.
Dad joke. Yeah, exactly.
Changing the name and the title does not change the job description and duties performed.
No. Now, there's a lot of mercenary companies effectively that do operate in the United States, and we're going to cover a lot of that tonight. But hang on here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoestring budget. We only have limited things. So we're going to start. We're going to start this at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The Soldier of Fortune magazine. Now, those of you out there who are in the pop and dwarf age bracket, we remember these.
I love this magazine.
B. Dalton bookstore and buy Soldier of Fortune magazine and read it and imagine doing all of this stuff.
Well, here's the thing about Soldier of Fortune. I actually pestered the guys at 7-Eleven at 11 and Coolidge so much.
Oh, I remember that 7-Eleven, yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. They actually started stocking Soldier of Fortune because I bitched about it. And I was just a kid, man. Like, come on, man, it's bullshit.
That's funny.
Because, there was no internet when I was a kid. You wanted to get cool stuff, you get Soldier of Fortune or some other magazines, and you look in the back for all the fireworks, craziness. I bought all of the Paladin Press books.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor,
Now, I'm not going to put this up on the screen because it's a Wikipedia page. Nobody wants to look at that shit. But
Yeah, yeah.
let's go through Soldier of Fortune magazine really fast. It started in 1980, right? And this guy, Robert K. Brown, started it. He's an American combat correspondent, investigative journalist, and founder and former editor and publisher of Soldier of Fortune magazine. Now, he served in the Army from 54 to 57, and then he went back in during Vietnam to become a Green Beret and served from 64 to 85.
Wow.
So he wasn't a young puppy when he went and did his Green Beret time. This guy was a genuine fucking badass.
So he did 20 and retired.
He did 20, 64 to 85. That's 20 right there, plus 3.
So, yeah.
Because he did a previous hitch. He retires as a lieutenant colonel. He's got a Purple Heart, an Air Medal, and a Bronze Star.
Okay.
And he's started publishing books with Paladin Press.
Yep.
And he started Soldier of Fortune magazine in 1975 in Boulder, Colorado. Here's the thing. I mentioned this before the show. This son of a bitch lives right down the road from us, and he's still alive.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 90s, though.
Robert K. Brown is 93 years old. He's from Monroe, Michigan.
Yeah, it's downriver.
And he is, yeah, it is. It's about 20 minutes from where you are, 25 minutes. Thereabouts.
Without traffic, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Soldier of Fortune magazine, and this Green Beret publishes it, and all of us kids are like, oh, this is so cool. Well,
It was.
What's going on with Soldier of Fortune magazine is you got paramedic operations in Guatemala, silent killers, test report on all kinds of new weapons and everything. And I started looking through it with the eyes that I have now. And Pop, I'll send you the archive of Soldier of Fortune, and you'll see it right away too.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it is action bulletins without saying it's an action bulletin. Paramedic operations in Guatemala. Hey guys, who wants to go to Guatemala for some cash?
So it's kind of like a down low communication with the Merc
it
community.
was a very quiet message board for these fucking guys. Africa is burning, exclusive. And this is during the Rhodesian Bush Wars and some of the stuff that was going on in South Africa and Gambia and a bunch of the other things. Zimbabwe, Congo were all freaking madhouse crazy shit. When I went in 95, there were a couple of senior NCOs who had done some Africa time, and they were pretty adamant about don't do Africa time if you can help it.
Well, you're going to wind up with at least one tropical disease.
Yes,
it may or may not be curable.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to get rabies shots.
That's at a minimum. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I got the rabies shots myself, so
yeah, I got the rabies shots and the whole anthrax series and a bunch of other stuff. I'd have to go back and look at my shot card, but I know it's 3 pages long.
Yeah, mine's probably just as long as yours.
Yeah. Anytime you went anywhere. And then bounty hunting in Africa. This one is just blatant. Hey, you want to go collect some bounties in Africa?
Fuck yeah, man.
It's March of 1978. Moving right along, exclusive anti-terrorist strike in Mozambique. West Germany's GSG-9, armed and ready. That's West Germany's basically not quite Delta, is my understanding.
And if you see that machine gun he's holding right there, that is the current issue machine gun that the U.S. Army uses.
What is that?
I believe it's an M48. 308 belt-fed, air-cooled machine gun.
Why is this guy in Mozambique got this in 1979?
Because that model or that design has existed for a long time.
Oh.
And I don't really understand or remember the politics, why it failed the first time and then went with the M60, which I love the M60. But, I mean, I'm looking right at it. I know exactly what that is.
Okay.
Either that's the M48 or a model before it, which is working off the same mechanics.
You're the 18 Bravo in the room. Let me show you how much I know about the history of machine guns like that.
0.
There it is. That's not my thing. Want to talk about analog camo? I'm your guy. Moving right along, Soldier of Fortune, Airborne National Guards, Texas style. Now, one of the things I do remember them doing is occasionally talking about U.S. military doing stuff like this, the National Guard stuff, like
I believe
firefighting and the smoke jumpers.
my old National Guard unit was mentioned a few times in Soldier of Fortune.
425?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being fascinated by the smoke jumpers. That's the first time I ever heard of them, and it was in Soldier of Fortune magazine. Now, for those of you not familiar with smoke jumpers, they train out of Goodfellow, Texas, Goodfellow Air Force Base in Texas, which is San Angelo. And they're the guys who parachute with all of their gear into the middle of wildfires.
And they wear Kevlar suits and all kinds of crazy shit.
And those guys are serious badasses. How does that tie into Mercenaries? It doesn't. It's just in Soldier of Fortune magazine, but I remember the article.
It's cool as hell.
It is cool as hell. Absolutely.
Some of the articles, if not half the articles in Soldier of Fortune, are just cool shit.
Yes. That was their big thing, but you had to we were kids, we didn't know what we were looking at, but I'm sure guys who were in the club were looking through Soldier of Fortune go, "Oh, maybe I'll go to Gambia this week. That looks good."
I could do a 6-month tour there. Yeah. How much will I get paid?
Yeah, exactly. And this
I remember this one.
That's my favorite cover. I remember this one too. What's that?
That's a saw.
That is a saw. Okay. It looks too boxy to be a saw. Maybe I just don't remember the saw.
It could be an earlier model, but
earlier model.
That looks like a saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a 1919 A6.
Yeah. Death in the Delta, RSA's Cuban killer, Wolfpack skipper. I bet they got an interview with an actual German U-boat commander, because that's
cool.
what a Wolfpack skipper is.
Yeah.
That's a German sub-commander from World War II. Hell, now I got to go back and look at that issue. There's a whole archive of these, by the way. Look up Soldier of Fortune archive, and it'll take you right to...
I remember walking around in high school carrying knives that I purchased out of the back of Soldier of Fortune.
Yes.
I mean, they did not give a fuck.
No.
You send them your money. You send them the money order with what you want, and they mail it to your fucking house. Fuck it,
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't check. They didn't know.
I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. Fuck it.
When we were kids in school, at least where I was, even in elementary school, 2nd, 3rd grade, there wasn't a kid I didn't know who didn't have like a 2-3 inch penknife in his pocket.
Yeah, usually, if you got caught with a knife, they took it away, they gave it to you at the end of the day and told you not to bring it back.
Yeah, that's about it.
Maybe you got detention for 3 to 5 days. So what?
They never checked.
No.
So you had to get caught with it. You had to have it out and doing something dumb with it.
Yes.
Which little boys are going to do. Let's just be honest. So here's the one that I saw this article. I'm like, oh, let's have Pop have a little discussion about this here. Lethal lightweights. The new squad automatic weapon is lighter and has interchangeable ammo. How do you feel about these?
It's interchangeable barrels, not ammo. At least the ones I had.
Okay.
So when I was the saw gunner, we called it the mini Vulcan because there's different settings for the gas, and I always cranked it up to maximum. So when you do your firing, 6 to 9, it's more like 11 to 16.
Yeah, I like the saw. I carried the saw for about 2 months.
No, I carried it in the 9th ID. I carried it for quite some time. In the Ranger Battalion, I carried it for a while. And it's a good weapon.
I was MI. We had assigned weapons and went to the range from time to time.
The only negative thing
I walked around with it on me.
Yeah, the only negative thing I have to say about it is it was 5.56. So you are going to have stopping power problems with that.
We had battalion send us out to the range with a pallet of ammo they had to burn for their budget. And this happens. So we go out there with a bunch of saws and extra barrels, and we all get out there, and we got a pallet of ammo, and we got bored firing the damn thing.
Yes.
Until somebody goes, a rabbit!
Oh.
And the range cadre are like, ceasefire, ceasefire, and everybody's guns were like tracking on the rabbit.
We had the same thing happen at Ranger School.
I think the rabbit got away.
No, it wasn't a rabbit. It was an antelope. There was a bunch of antelopes on the objective.
Oh, good.
And I was one of the 60 gunners. And the loom goes off. Boom.
Yeah.
And there's all these antelope on the objective. And we all just start, we aim for them. And like, I'm literally the last guy on the line. I'm looking at the fucking RI. He's like, ceasefire. I'm like, I'm burning these fucking things down. And I remember this one is like running, and all of a sudden it just goes stiff and like falls down. And like 3 of us just rake where it was. So we got yelled at. And then the next morning we had to go out and tag and bag all the dead animals on the range.
Oh, that had
of course, you get a major minus. Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah,
fuck
that's,
it.
Shit like that goes on. It happens. So anyway, Soldier of Fortune magazine was reviewing the saw, and it goes through all the different variants. There were I have the actual PDF over here, so I can read these things. Let me scroll down to that particular.
One is off of the G3 configuration, which mangled the ammunition.
Yeah.
When you sped it up to fire the rate that they wanted,
right?
The delayed roller mangled the ammunition. A lot of times it would spin around and then jam back in there, and then you literally have to disassemble the rifle to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular platform, to tear it down, you needed actual armor or tools, so you couldn't really do it in the field.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay, then you have another one that's based off of the British submachine gun or light machine gun. That one had heating problems, and the M16 they tried to use for the same thing, and it literally, the minute you ran more than 3 magazines through it, which is 90 rounds, you had heat problems, and you literally had it blowing up in your face.
Oh, that's not good, I'm told.
And they solved it.
Yeah.
By you going with the actual saw, because you can actually just flip a switch and change barrels real quick.
Right.
So that was actually why they went with that one. I personally like the G3 platform. The German.
I
G3.
love a G3. I think the G3 is a good rifle.
Fuck yeah, it is. But you can't be running 700-800 rounds a minute through that thing, because the delayed roller system means delayed roller.
What does delayed roller mean?
Well, it's 2 roller bearings that are in the bolts. When it goes forward, the bearings go into crevices to hold the bolt when it goes off. But it's a lot of time. So when it goes off, it has to go back down, retract, go all the way back, and then reset. It's a lot of movement parts and a lot of delay there, especially when you want it to shoot fast.
I feel like that's how the 50 cal sounds. That ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Oh, yeah.
Noise.
But the 50 cal is 2 pieces of steel slamming together. That's what the ka-chunk is.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, the 50 cal's got a bolt that's like almost as long as my arm.
Your arm, yeah, I know.
It's huge.
That's what she said.
I wish she said that.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple. It's a problem.
Nah.
Anyway, so the 4 models we have there are the XM196, the XM248, the XM262, and the XM249.
Uh-huh.
And the 249 obviously is the one that eventually made the grade.
Yep.
But moving along, that's the article that talks about that. Now, this one struck me as interesting. This is June of 1981. Afghans' winter war, can the guerrillas win? Which is 40 years after our shit, or 40 years before our shit.
Yep.
And we watched this go down, and we have records of it. And Soldier of Fortune magazine is writing articles on it, and we went right back in and did it anyway.
Yes, I know. But here's the thing.
Come on.
I remember watching on the black and white TV in my bedroom when I was a kid, the news flash about Russia going into Afghanistan.
The Soviets, they never said Russia.
Soviets, whatever, into Afghanistan. And I remember having a vision of me going to Afghanistan and getting whacked. So when Afghanistan was going down, I had, some battalion commanders like, hey, man, you got to volunteer and we got to take you to Afghanistan. I'm like, I will not volunteer. If I come down on orders, okay, cool. But I'm not volunteering.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Alexander the Great scribes wrote, "Don't go to Afghanistan. It's where empires go to die."
Yeah.
Nobody's listened since. Kipling writes about it. When you're wounded and left in Afghanistan's plains and the women come out to cut up your remains, roll to your rifle and blow out your brains and go to your God like a soldier.
Correct.
That's actually Rudyard Kipling.
And here's the thing. Russia, the USSR, could have actually won Afghanistan.
If they had prosecuted it, yep.
If they had said, you know what? We're not doing this guerrilla warfare shit. We're just going to pull our guys back, and we're just going to carpet bomb these villages and cities out of existence. And that would have been it.
Russian DAGs at the time were really good, too.
Yeah.
Their division arty groups
Uh-huh.
were really, that's what a DAG is. You got DAGs, CAGs, BAGs, RAGs, division arty group, battalion arty group, corps arty group, and so on and so forth. Anyway, the division artillery was really good.
Because I read the order of battle for the USSR.
Right.
And,
that's what I'm talking about.
It was nothing for them to literally obliterate an entire grid square.
Exactly.
1,000 meters by 1,000 meters.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, they could put a round in something like every 7 or 8 meters, which is...
You're dead. You're done. You're not coming back from that.
Nobody's getting out of there.
No.
Nobody's getting out of there. But I saw this cover and I thought, why do we keep fucking this up? Sidebar on the Russian-Soviet war in Afghanistan, there's a movie called The Beast. About a tank that gets trapped in Afghanistan. Those of you out there listening, if you haven't seen The Beast, and it's about a tank in Afghanistan in 1981, well worth watching.
All right. Also, I want to let everyone know, since we've been on the air now for 23 minutes, we have yet another life save we're going to read in either this Thursday or next Thursday, and that'll put us at 593. Like, we are 7 away from the big 600.
Baby. Fuck yeah, baby.
So, I remember we started requiring the emails as proof in November of 2022, and since then we have 97.
I'm just going to say this because I have done the research. I'm the one doing the grants. Sam's helping me do the grants. She's way late at the moment. Sam, if you're out there listening, we love you and hope you're all right. There is no other veterans organization out there who even tries to keep track of this stuff. Nobody. And there's no veterans organization out there that freely interacts with the guys who come in. They aren't there.
And 25 to 30% of the people on that board are veterans or they were on active duty at the time.
Yeah.
Because I have a set of dog tags. Actually, I have one guy actually handed me a dog tag in the PX. And then I had one guy driving from one duty station to another, swing through Michigan and give me his dog tags and some homemade craft beer, which was awesome.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. One does not simply swing through Michigan either. We are lake locked. So it is, you're going out of your way to do that. Let's get back to the.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I'm
getting stoked about it, man.
It's good. Tonight is a casual show. Normally we do some intense shit, but tonight we're like, you know what? There's enough intense shit going off. Let's back it off a little and just.
And here's another piece of good news for the fan. Yeah. How many people we have watching right now on YouTube and Rumble?
Oh, on YouTube, let me.
Hang on, I'll look on my end.
Look on YouTube. We've got just over 300 on Rumble.
Okay, YouTube, we have 298. We're a little light tonight.
Yeah.
But I might be able to finagle my way onto a local TV station to do an interview.
Yeah.
It's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
If they handle it properly,
yep.
I will be saving people from suicide on an industrial level, not onesie-twosies.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes. Because we finally confirmed a thing. Let me do this. Don't undercut me on this one. I'm proud of this shit. who out there has heard of the rooftop Korean? I'll give you a minute or two to respond. So let's go back to the Soldier of Fortune magazine. Like Pop was saying, you could just randomly go buy whatever the fuck you want in Soldier of Fortune magazine. Knives, all kinds of knives,
Equipment,
field jackets. They've got field jackets, automag leather clip pouch set, Browning 9mm high-powered holster, Colt AR-15, dummy hand grenades with movable parts. Yeah, you can't buy those anymore. The original GI flashlights, the L-shaped ones.
Yeah, I got like half a dozen of those laying around.
Yeah,
I hated them.
Yeah, I know. I hate them, but there's a certain nostalgia to them.
Well, we're old. That's part of getting old.
It is. You're right. So I brought up the rooftop Korean. I'll stop baiting you guys and let you know what the fuck is going on. For about 5 months now, I have been courting Tony Moon, who is the original rooftop Korean. He's the Korean in the red shirt with the M16, and he's smiling as all the shit goes down during the Rodney King riots. Guys, he's going to be on the show. We are making the final arrangements now.
But it might be a Sunday show.
A Saturday show.
Saturday. Okay.
It's going to be a Saturday show because the guy's got a full dance card.
I get it.
He's a professional. He's got a business. He's got a gym. I've talked to him a couple of times. He's really fucking cool. He just finished a divorce in LA courts and he won.
Which is unheard of.
Which is why I was like, please come on the show and talk to our guys. Please come on the show and talk to our guys. He's like, okay. I'm like, wait, what did you say? It's like, okay. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
And we've been making the arrangements. And Tony Moon, the rooftop Korean, the iconic M16 red shirt guy, will be on the show, and that will be in May.
Yeah. Also, like, we're open to interview pretty much anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you have any ideas, email them us, or if you could set it up and send them our way, we're all for it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you know what the thing is, we talk about some dry subjects here because we need to.
Yes.
But you can learn a lot from guests.
Absolutely. There's a couple other people that I'm trying to get a hold of here and there. I'm going to set a policy myself right now where I'm not going to talk about a potential guest until that guest has
confirmed,
basically signed on the I'm coming on line.
Yep.
So, because that's the safest way to go, to talk somebody up and then have them drop out. People will be like, come on.
Yeah. It has happened with us.
Us. Yeah, like, it has happened a couple of times.
We were supposed to have Undead Chronic on twice. He MIA'd, so yeah, I have nothing against him. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was hitting the weed a little bit too much.
I don't know.
And then I was supposed to be on Laura Trump's show, and on the day I was supposed to be on, I got no link, no talk, nothing. That was it.
She just bailed on you?
Yep. Yeah. And then there was two other ones I was supposed to be on their show, and they're like, yeah, what's your name, address, we want to send you a check. And I'm like, just send a donation to my 501c. I take no pay. And they were like, oh, we can't do that. And I'm like, why? Well, then it looks like we're supporting your cause. I'm like, I'm anti-suicide. Who's not behind that cause?
Who's not behind anti-suicide?
Yeah. Like, well, you're a misogynist and you say a bunch of fucked up shit. I'm like, yeah, I do, because I'm fucking with death. I'm literally laughing in death's face and the forces of darkness. They're not going to listen to kind words.
Somebody just dropped something in the chat. It's not a super chat, but it's funny enough that I'm going to grab it. I bet the judge in the divorce hearing is worried about screwing with the actual rooftop Korean. I mean, it's possible.
These things happen.
I might take it seriously.
And here's another one. All right, I've received over the years probably 2 or 3 dozen requests to do some videos on regret. And I'm actually going to film one probably tomorrow called The Regret of Wasted Time.
I remember talking about 1 or 2 of those emails with you here and there.
Yeah. I'm going to film it and I'll have it uploaded by tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
And I'm probably going to do another one, the sliding beer scale.
The sliding beer scale.
That's going to be good. That's going to be drinking, shots, math, and as you get older and your tolerance, the amount of booze it takes to get your pecker wet is going to change to the point where you could die. Mm-hmm. You could drink so much that you get laid and then die.
Yeah.
It'll be hilarious.
Yeah. I now have a set limit of how many beers I can have. And if I cross that line, all bets are off. Yep. And mostly it means a hangover and probably waking up on my recliner.
Yes.
So I am only able to drink X beers, and that's it.
We're old. We can't do that anymore.
Yeah. I remember, man, when I was like in my mid-20s, freaking battalion barbecues, everybody would drink like a case of beer each.
Ooh.
And then nobody would blink, and we would all do PT the next day. And
all right, here's another piece of information. Are you familiar with the Fresh and Fit show? They actually stole the wheel idea from me. They have it on a couple of their podcasts. It's fucking awesome.
Stop.
I'm serious.
Did they really?
I don't really care if they did or didn't. You can see it. Like, I'm all about saving lives.
Dude, imitation is flattery.
Yeah, I love it. And there's another MGTOW creator who does the cartoons where he stole my,
Yeah, that's fine.
Fucking hilarious.
That Shoe on Head used you years ago.
Yes, yeah. I'm cool with it. I don't care.
That's fine. Like, imitation is flattery, dude.
This isn't about me anymore. This is about saving lives. My pride, my ego, that shit went away a long time ago.
So let's get back to the mercenary thing at hand.
It's one of my favorite subjects, by the way.
What's that?
Mercenaries.
Oh, yeah. Here's the actual Soldier of Fortune website. The thing is still up and going. It's sofmag.com, SOFMAG.com. And, of course, we'll put all the links for the show in the description and all that good stuff for you. Jimmy got mad at me for not formatting my emails correctly when we're putting the show together. I did all the links for the show, and he's like, do it this way. I'm like, no. You do it this way. Why should I make you happy? God damn it!
It's not a big deal.
I know, I'm just fucking with him.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I'll do it that way next time because he asked me to, but I have to fuck with him.
The gauge of 12. I like that.
Yeah, there's the gauge of 12. The trench broom is what they call it. Scam at 17,000 feet, the helicopter rescue racket inside Nepal. Oh, I heard about that. That's pretty messed up. But most of what Soldier of Fortune is doing right now, I haven't looked at this thoroughly. I am guessing that the Merc stuff is still in there, but it's not as easy to see as it is with the magazines from the 70s and the 80s.
Well, I mean, the thing is you can go to shooterjobs.com, and there's a couple other websites where you can actually apply for these.
Oh, really?
The Academy, which is renamed Blackwater.
We're going to cover that in a minute. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to cover all those.
Triple Canopy.
Also got them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go through all of that. I'm not reading that, Barracuda. I look over and there's one of those conspicuous posts. I'm like, no.
No.
We'll be fine. Where are we? Let's go back to this one here. This all started with me mentioning a group called Spear Operations Group. Let's bring this up. Now, first of all, this case started in 2015. These guys were contracting out to the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, to pull hits in Yemen.
Wow.
And they apparently were successful because, quote, former Navy SEALs and Special Forces operators were running a murder-for-hire program out of a $7 million San Diego mansion. $1.5 million a month, $40,000 per operator, bonuses per kill. A lawsuit was just unsealed in federal court. Here's what nobody is telling you. First of all, I object to the murder-for-hire thing. If you're overseas and you're working, a government is paying you to do shit for them, it's merc work. Yes, it is. But it's soldiering.
But here's the difference. If you don't have the U.S. government's blessing, it's murder.
No, not when you're overseas operating for another government.
No, I'm just saying that's the way the government looks at it. They have to give you the blessing.
I strenuously disagree with that idea. But
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. The idea that the United States is the end all and be all for any of that stuff is silly. We're only
Correct. But here's the thing. We produce, pound for pound, some of the best mercenaries that have ever existed in all of human history.
No question. Yep.
Sorry.
And you're about to find out that I accidentally came very close to murking up when I first got out of the Army and didn't even realize I was doing it. But let's finish our story here. The company was called Spear Operations Group, incorporated in Delaware, run by a former commando out of San Diego. Their client was UAE. They had 23 targets, multiple confirmed kills. The team flew chartered jets from New Jersey to carry out assassinations overseas. They brought all their gear with them. They had drones. The founder admitted everything on record. There was a targeted assassination program. I was running it. We did it. State Department never authorized this. It's illegal under federal law. The operators tried to incorporate into the UAE military as legal cover. It failed. Despite all this, 0 operators have gone to prison. The lawsuit is from a victim. So these operators were trained at the taxpayer expense. That doesn't mean anything. They were trained. They did their time. They got out. If they have a DD-214, that doesn't mean anything. Sorry, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, they throw that in there to make you look bad.
Yes. They sold that training to a foreign government. Guys do this all the time. We mentioned that at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. The target who survived has been living in exile for 10 years. Yeah, because they're going to pop his ass if they ever catch up with him. He missed his daughter's graduation. I'm sorry about that. He missed his sister's funeral. That's not nice. The founder's whereabouts currently unclear. The operators marketing themselves on LinkedIn as tactical consultants. Guys, that is so common. It's not fucking funny.
Yes. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
All right. You are not going to have a government take a hit out on you for no apparent reason.
Yes, and they weren't hitting any U.S. or U.S. affiliated persons. They were targeting tribal leaders in Yemen.
Yep. Now, listen, I don't understand if they're arguing over camels or oil. It's irrelevant.
I don't really care.
Yeah. No, I don't care either.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't care.
And this is never going to go away. You're always going to have mercenaries.
We just went through Soldier of Fortune magazine that started in the 70s.
Yeah. Well, there's mercs before that, though.
Wait. What do you mean there were mercs before that? Do you mean like the Hessians in the American Revolution?
Correct.
Because guess what, kiddies? Those were mercs.
Total mercs.
Yeah.
And they were pretty good from what I hear, too.
They were very good. They were exceptionally good. Yep. There were a couple of French mercenary companies back when the French still knew how to fight a war. I believe that was the last war the French actually knew how to fight.
And listen, the mercs in France were so effective, they actually cooked up the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why do we have to, like, when a war comes, we have to go find a bunch of mercenaries? Why can't we just grow our own mercenary units in the country and fucking use them?
One of the reasons, as I understand it, I could be wrong, but as I understand it, one of the reasons the French Foreign Legion was brought into existence is because there were mercenary companies in France, and these mercenary companies do something, and they're in France now, and they're like, we still need to be paid. And the French government's like, no, we don't need you anymore. They're like, well, we're here, and if you don't pay us, we're going to do shit.
We're going to ransack.
So the French government, okay, let's do this French Foreign Legion thing. It'll be fun. And they're like, okay.
Well, I mean, that's a very that's a reasonable fear because that happened all the time.
From the early medieval period on, many armies were a third to 3/4 mercenaries.
Yep.
Mercenary companies. It's portrayed in tons of movies. Mm-hmm. And when those wars were over, if the mercenary companies were still around and hadn't moved on, they would ransack if you didn't pay them.
Correct.
Or give them lands or something. Give them some way to
compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get things like the Foreign Legion, which is essentially a very high-end mercenary company. Those guys, from what I understand, are really good. I saw a couple of them in North Africa, but we never worked with them or anything like that. They're just those guys are at Janjaya. We're like, oh, okay.
No. We had some French Foreign Legion in Sinai, Egypt. They were okay. There wasn't a bunch of them, but they were there. I don't remember what their role was, and they did not get along with the Italians. And then mysteriously, the Italian barracks burned down.
Oh,
mysteriously.
That's a terrible thing. That's a terrible thing. The one thing I know about the Italians is they're carabinieri. They're police. We were warned for that week where you were in Italy tooling up to go down to North Africa. We were warned, do not get into an altercation with the Italian police.
They'll fuck you up. Same thing with the Polizei. I got hit by the Polizei with one of those spring fucking batons in the back.
Outside of a bar?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And they tooled me right up because I didn't walk out of the discotheque fast enough. And they're like, And there was no fucks given by these guys. No fucks given. They just fucking start whacking people. If you're not moving fast enough, then too bad.
There you go. So the author of this particular article doesn't really know how shit works. Here's his logic chain. U.S. trains elite operators at massive cost. True. Operators go private. No, they get a DD-214. Now they're out. Now they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Correct.
Unfortunately, some of those guys go on to do unsavory things. We've got guys working for the drug cartels in South America.
Oh, yes.
A lot of Marines go do that too. Foreign governments buy their services. Again, this has been happening forever. Operators use legal U.S. cover while executing foreign government hit lists. Now, I don't know how that would be true. One thing that I do know that I did hear about while I was in certain areas is if you're down there murking and you get popped, it's entirely on you.
That's right.
If you don't have some sort of an exit plan, if you don't have some sort of a recovery deal.
That's actually what causes a lot of those guys to get whacked back in the day, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you were just, and there was nothing, and the guys you were going after, they knew this too. They knew they could kill you with impunity, that there would be no retaliation, there would be no Delta rescue.
Nobody's looking for you.
There's no, if you got captured, if you don't have a pre-existing K&R deal, kidnapping and ransom, there are whole merc companies just for K&R work. Actually, there's a couple of pretty good movies about that too.
Well, there's K&R insurance policies by Lloyd's of London as well.
That's correct.
To pay ransoms and shit.
Yes, that is correct. If you don't have something like that and you get picked up and you're still alive, you're in for a real bad time.
You're gonna die. Horrible, slow death.
It's gonna be slow and shitty.
It's gonna be bad.
They're gonna get creative with you. Victims have no recourse except a lawsuit a decade later. They don't have any grounds inside a U.S. courtroom, though. The system that trained them takes no responsibility. They can't take responsibility. You did your time. You got a DD-214. You're out. You can't go after the U.S. government for something a guy who isn't member of the U.S. government anymore.
Well, I talked to a lot of Blackwater guys when I was in Iraq in 2004.
Yeah.
And what was it? 3 or 4 of them were former Green Beanies who got bounced out on some bullshit.
We mentioned that at the beginning of the show.
Some kind of a personality conflict with a commander or whatever. And what the fuck are these guys going to do, man?
Yeah.
So, and all of these guys were team leaders in Blackwater and were making an insanely daily rate, and they got bonuses.
Yeah.
It was a fucking sweet deal.
I knew 2 Green Beanies who were on their way over to that area with Blackwater contracts, and one of them said his base was 300K.
Yeah. So
guy named Jeff. Yeah.
It was nothing for some of these guys to make, $500,000, almost $1 million a year. If they just said fuck it, it didn't, because they'll rotate you out. They'll pay for all your costs and all that shit, and then they bring you back. Yeah, it's huge money.
Jeff was going over to Blackwater. Another guy named Tim got a contract through one of the royal families in Riyadh or something like that, where he was going to go be the bodyguard to like a nephew or something, and they were going to give him $280K a year.
Yeah.
Basically, just walk around with this kid in Riyadh, which is one of the safest cities in the fucking world.
Until it's not.
But until it's not. But it's one of the safest cities because the nephews are walking around with former Green Berets as bodyguards.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we were, hip deep in soju caps. If this program was illegal, why has nobody been prosecuted? It's what you described. I'm sorry, those talking points are not valid in many cases. If the State Department never authorized this, okay, Americans operating overseas as mercenaries is a gray area. If you get caught, you have a problem. But if you're over there doing it, nobody's really looking for you, and there's no mechanism to go get these guys.
No, they usually get you when you come back.
If you get caught.
No. We had a couple guys in the 425 throughout the years go down to South America and make a ruckus. And
Well, yeah, you expose yourself. That's what I'm talking about. If you get caught.
No, they didn't get caught, but they made a ruckus.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If you get noticed.
No, it's okay. You should have said noticed. Okay.
Sorry.
Because
Okay.
the State Department
used the
did
wrong-
come and
Right.
talk to people at the unit. So I remember that. I don't remember
Yeah.
the guy's name, but
Yes.
And
If you poke your head up and they see you, they'll pick you up when you come back.
and this guy did not look intimidating at all. He was literally a walking bowling pin. But he knew shit, and he
knew shit.
he made money. I mean,
It's like Sergeant Major Vining. He
Yeah.
looks like a freaking 8th grade history teacher.
until he
And-
pulls out his K-bar and opens you up like a zipper.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm good.
He goes on my list of people that I don't want to fight.
All right. So when you're walking down the street, you run into him. You execute a right face. You go 100 meters.
Yeah.
Left face. Go another 100, 200 meters to be safe. Left face, and then you just basically box
Box the objective.
box him off. Fuck that guy. I don't want to see him talk him. I don't want to interact with that guy at all. Mr. Creepy Killer Guy. Fuck him.
Yeah. As you pass, you may say, "Good morning, Sergeant Major," but then drive on.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah, no.
Who the fuck are you, the weatherman?
Now,
Okay.
listen, there are some sergeant majors out there that you do not want to notice you.
Yes.
They will turn your life into a nightmare.
Yes.
You'll wind up chained to a fucking lawnmower.
Yeah.
It'll be fucking hell on earth.
Yeah.
Miserable day.
So these guys, check this out. These guys set up in San Diego, right? This is in downtown San Diego.
This is like right in California, for God's sake.
This is their base of operations. They've got everything figured out. There's the mansion there with the crosshairs on it, but they own everything inside that box. And if you look to your left there,
Their own
they've
airstrip.
got- yeah, that little plane can take off in that space. They take off in a very small area.
That's fucking crazy.
Good for these guys. $7 million mansion in a compound.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I'm
though.
sorry. Good for these guys. I don't care if they were doing this.
Like I said, I don't give a shit about mercs and what they do.
Yeah.
Like, just be a little bit more not so killy if you don't need to be.
Yeah. Just be very selective with your targets.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, as long as you don't decide to ransack a whole bunch of individuals who are not involved in anything. They're just existing and they get smoked. I got a problem with that.
So this was updated on April 2nd of this year. Former Navy SEAL Special Forces member accused of assassination attempts in Yemen. A Yemeni lawmaker says in a lawsuit that U.S. military veterans who worked for a private security firm were hired as mercenaries to kill him in 2015 on behalf of the United Arab Emirates. What did you do to attract a hit team?
Yeah.
First of all, they don't just whack lawyers at random. They don't need to do that. They've got the money to buy you.
Yeah, you have to do something so egregious that whoever you fucked with is willing to come out of pocket for $7 million and bring an entire professional team of, tier 1 type guys to smoke your ass.
Yes. Yeah, you pissed somebody off in an aggressive manner.
You
Sorry.
pissed in the wrong Cheerios. You're gonna
You
get
pissed in the wrong
fucked up.
I want that on a T-shirt. You pissed in the wrong Cheerio.
Someone's gonna die.
That's great. The lawsuit by Ansaf Ali Mayo in federal court in San Diego was unsealed last week. This started in 2015, mind you, revealing details of the allegations against former executives and employees of Spear Operations Group, a private military contracting firm. Now, that dissolved in 2018. Of course it did. It just went elsewhere. Deal with it. Mayo, who was a member of Yemen's parliament, who was represented by the Center for Justice and Accountability, which is a socialist organization, I know who they are, accuses 2 military veterans and the founders of Spear Operations of carrying out war crimes, crimes against humanity, and an attempted extrajudicial killing. Have you been to Yemen lately?
Yeah.
People, it's like whack-a-mole over there.
Okay. It's the wild, wild west, but with AK-47s, and it's fucking even hotter.
It's a flat version of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Okay, they kill each other over camel debt.
Yep.
Yes, I stole that line from Black Hawk Down, but they kill each other over camel debt. They do. So anyway, according to the complaint, Spear founder and CEO Abram Golan, an Israeli-Hungarian dual citizen, recruited U.S. military veterans. Wait a minute, this guy's an Israeli? The guy who headed Spear, Abraham Golan, is an Israeli dual citizen. Recruited U.S. military veterans, including former Navy SEAL Isaac Gilmore, who became a chief operating officer for Spear, and former U.S. Army Special Forces member Dale Comstock.
Right.
I know that name.
So hang on. So these guys had a huge compound in California.
San Diego.
Yeah, they were flying overseas, executing these contracts. There is no way on God's green earth that the CIA and the NSA did not have visibility on this.
That's why I flinched when the owner turned out to be Israeli.
Yep.
Because I don't care what you say. I don't care what your opinions are. I know for a fact that the Israelis meddle in shit all the fucking time.
No.
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's so that when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
We're going to get a letter from the State Department that says, leave this one alone.
Here's another thing that will get you jammed up if you're a military contractor.
Yeah.
If you're working for government A and you've worked there for a few years, everything's going fine. Then all of a sudden, government A decides to fuck with the United States or actually get into some kind of direct or indirect conflict. You need to fucking DD them out immediately or you'll wind up on your own hit list because they will fucking whack your ass. Period.
Yeah, true story.
Yep.
True story. But anyway, no shit there. We've got a belligerent in the chat on Rumble who thinks we're just trading conspiracy BS.
I don't. Who cares?
No, I don't care either. It's our show. Fuck off. And we're reading actual complaints here. Mercenary companies are also a real thing and have been forever. So
forever.
Where you get conspiracy out of that is that's on you. Anyway,
hang on. In regards to the conspiracy shit, we do talk about stuff that used to be a conspiracy that's actually happening.
I know. It's got a problem.
Yeah. Please send us a hate mail. Redonkulasregiment@gmail.com. Hate mail. I want hate mail.
I want details.
Yeah.
I want details, please.
All right.
Let's hear about this.
We are not going to criticize you. Send me hate mail.
Maybe we can improve the show. Give us some ideas.
That'd be awesome. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that. So the UAE has said it supported counterterrorism operations in Yemen, but denied targeting political opponents there. Look, that whole region is nothing but political assassinations. It has been for 6,000 years.
8,000 years. Yeah. Sorry.
The Emirati Foreign Ministry and the Gulf Nations Embassy in Washington did not immediately respond to a request for comment Monday about the lawsuit. I think there's like 50 or 60 political assassinations just in the Bible.
Yeah. And the Bible writes about a lot of whores. So
yeah, like if not direct political assassinations, then like
Well, yeah.
references to them.
There's a whole bunch of annihilation and begetting.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Daniel McCaughlin, the legal director for the Center for Justice and Accountability, said the lawsuit highlights the importance of prosecuting the illegal actions of former U.S. military members. What illegal? Our government has a duty to regulate how former members of our military use their training and know-how, and a responsibility to hold them accountable when they break the law. No, they don't. There is literally no law there. We're governed by NDAs for the classified shit we did.
Yep.
And like TTPs, training tactics and procedures. We can't talk about a lot of that.
Correct.
But as far as governing us and regulating us once we get out, there is no such
There's
thing.
fuck all you can do to us.
There's literally nothing. If we violate NDA,
Mm-hmm.
either general or specific, we can get in a shitload of trouble, yes.
Now, if you're
Other than that,
no. If you are a retiree of the U.S. military, they can fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not retired and you just did your 6, 8, 10 years and you're out, you are done.
Yeah.
You owe nothing to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that retiree thing. They don't realize that the government can zap you on that.
Yes, that's why
because
I
you're
can't.
tied to them through their retirement.
Well, that's why I can't walk up on retired generals and just beat the shit out of them because they'll fuck me up. Period.
Even if they really need it.
Yeah, even if they hit you first, that you might have a case to fight
Right.
it, but you can't do that shit.
Yeah.
All right, you can't disrespect in a public forum the United States government or the United States military. I've flirted with the line quite a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not that guy. I mean,
you can to a degree. You can to a degree. You can't become outrageously disparaging and encouraging other people to.
They'll fuck.
But
you
you
for
can
that.
say this. You can say this operation is bullshit.
Yeah, I've on the record. I'm I've said it many times. I cannot recommend that anyone join the U.S. military unless you have no other choice.
Yeah,
because what I saw go on in there, my 33 years with the toxic leadership, all of the craziness, and then they put basically a pink bow tie on it with the forced vaccine bullshit.
Right.
You cannot have a 100% volunteer force and then disrespect them and treat them like fucking guinea pigs. I'm sorry. No, it's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Pap and I actually talked about, I think it was 2 days ago, I called you and said, we need to see if we can get deploy Ahoy worked into in-dock procedures.
That was one of my favorite videos.
We need to reshoot that to a cleaner format that we can get new recruits to watch.
With less profanity.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I have a hard time with that. I am so potty mouthed.
We're from the generation of the Army where nobody cared.
I even swear in church when I go. My
grandmother swore. As long as you didn't take the Lord's name in vain, you were fine. If you took the Lord's name in vain, you were getting beat.
I have enough time to walk through the front door of the church. Mm-hmm. All right, go have my zombie flesh and vampire blood, and then I have to run for the door before I burn up.
Zombie flesh and vampire blood. You were such a fucking heretic. God, you were such a heretic.
You got me.
That's funny.
Oh. I know there's people that probably watch this show like, that was terrible.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm listening to this.
Look, man, I'm doing this to save lives. I already told you I'm going to get a walkthrough when I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a negative counseling statement, maybe a slap on the wrist.
Yes. Let's move on to the modern mercenary companies, shall we? Now, everybody knows about Blackwater. Well, that's Constellus now.
Oh, I thought they changed the name to the Academy.
Yeah, but Academy is now part of Constellus,
okay.
as are Blackwater and XE Services. They're all still based out of McLean, Virginia, which is, for those of you who don't know, basically Spook Central.
No,
and that's
Virginia,
where the handshaking and eating of the steak dinners goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go play golf somewhere close by. Anyway, our highly trained, impact-driven professionals navigate our customers through diverse environments and guide them to success. Translation, for those of you out there who don't speak bullshit, We have killers for hire. Would you like some?
And we'll keep you alive.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, this is their revenue in 2024. They pulled in 1.4 billion.
I say that again.
1.4 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah, these guys are fucking mercs and a half. Now, below that, you can see the groups that are scrolling there.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Triple Canopy, they've got Centera, they've got Omniplex, they've got TDI, they've got Olive Group. I know Olive Group. They've got AMK9. They've got Greg Protection Services.
Yeah, look, good on them. Good on them.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with this.
Absolutely. They're operating in over 50 countries, and basically they have a division at their call.
Yeah, look, if the government is going to spend the kind of money to train you to be an operator that could work for one of these companies, and they fumble the ball and you get out, you should fully use your skills to make money.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the way the world works.
Absolutely. Now, this stuck out to me here. 60 plus years securing success, which means they've got probably not anymore. Those guys are probably dead by now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll bet you these guys have Rhodesia experience.
Well, stand by.
Yeah.
All right. The 60 years is telling me that they purchased a company and added it to their portfolio that has existed for 60 years. Because they can do that.
No, they absolutely can do that.
Yeah.
I will bet you when this thing started here, they had some Rhodesia guys, because that's not that long ago, dude.
No. Well, first of all, those Rhodesian guys were badass.
Those were mercs, dude.
I bought a whole bunch of their fucking surplus when that shit fucking quit work. When they
Rhodesia
failed.
Rhodesia and Angola.
Yeah.
The mercs that came out of that shit, the South African merc companies.
Top tier.
Holy balls, were those guys good.
Yeah. Top tier.
You know what we need to do when we're top tier in here? Do that speech thing.
All right, everybody. As you know, Redonkulas.com exists to educate young men and stop the goddamn male suicide epidemic that's quite frankly out of fucking control, and it has been for decades. It has been ignored by the media, and I believe there are no really celebrities talking about this. I myself am not a celebrity. I'm just a fucking low-level comedian who does spoken word comedy, and I've been able to pull 592 people over the past since 2008, which is 19 years, out of oblivion. All right, we've been demonetized by YouTube beyond all rhyme and reason. We're literally making between 15 and 25% of what we did in our heyday between 2013 2016. Any little bit you guys donate will go a long way to keep this thing rolling forward. There is nobody out there in the West, not one family, that at some point has not tasted either directly or indirectly from the male suicide epidemic. And that's exactly what it is. We live in a world that destroys a man's mission, destroys his purpose, and after that, it's a downward spiral of hopelessness, helplessness, and they wind up making the fatal decision to be done. It is our mission to get there before they make that final decision. Get them laughing. Give them a little hope. Hope through comedy is one of our mottos. And it's fucking working.
Yeah.
It is working. We read the stories on the air since 2022, and we've had roughly 97, 98 of them, somewhere in there, in 3 years. And I've been saying this show, Redonkulas.com, has been saving between 20 and 60 people a year since 2008. Now, granted, we had a lot more in 2012, 13, 14, because we had a lot more exposure and we weren't pigeonholed by YouTube. But again, any little bit you send in goes a long way to saving yet more lives. All right, let's continue.
Alrighty then. 593. Wow. Fucking crazy.
592. Well, yeah, we got another one. We haven't read him officially into the record.
But we're
So,
there.
But we're there.
But we're there. So have you ever heard of DynCorp?
Yeah, we had some guys in Dynacorp working on Abu Ghraib.
They are now called Amentum.
Okay.
And they have expanded their operations, probably absorbed DynCorp or vice versa and renamed as Amentum. But they are another private military contractor. Global logistics, C5 ISR systems, command control communications, computer combat systems, intelligence and surveillance is C5 ISR. Aviation, engineering and sustainment, research development, engineering sustainment, land vehicles and equipment sustainment. Basically, these guys are your log pack. If you need to get stuff somewhere, these guys do that. Just like any military unit, not everybody is an infantryman.
No, we had Dynacorp doing maintenance.
Yep.
On every on vehicle and airframes.
Yep.
Yep.
DynCorp and Manpower. We had a lot of Manpower guys.
Mm-hmm. And there's companies like this similar to Dynacorp that were from England.
Yeah.
There's some in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this mercenary shit's nothing new. They just changed the paint job.
They have all of the elements too.
Call it something else.
Wait for it.
Ah.
Hey, Jimmy.
What's happening?
Jimmy's calling card.
Man. Let's see here. So I mentioned very briefly that I almost accidentally murked up myself, not knowing that Northrop Grumman qualifies.
Yes, they do.
When I got out of the Army, before my security clearance problem hit with my ex-wife and all that shit and the record they spiked, I was hired into Northrop Grumman at a base of $140K plus COLA plus housing.
Wow. That's a sweet deal.
That's what I lost. I worked my first 2 weeks and then my clearance came back and they had spiked it. And I lost that. And I was like,
what do I do now?
I had a $140,000 a year job for 2 weeks.
That's so fucked up, man.
Northrop does a whole lot of stuff. They hire people like me, like the guys from my MOS. We're in NDA territory now. I can't tell you what they hire us for. But advanced weapons, aircraft, missile defense, mission solutions, space. So I don't do anything in space. I don't do anything in missile defense. I don't do anything in aircraft. And I don't know jack shit about advanced weaponry. So you can imagine what I probably do. Just saying.
Yep.
Northrop does a lot of stuff. There's a ton of projects that they were working on. They're all over the place. And boy, oh boy, do they treat their employees well.
Yep. Mine was triple canopy. Because
triple?
The guy who was recruiting for triple canopy was in my special forces class.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude. Love that. He's probably dead by now, but he was a great motherfucker.
Nice. So, and then occasionally what happens is you get guys from my field. SIGINT incorporates TechInt, Comment, ELINT, Radent, Physint, a whole bunch of int stuff that most people have never heard of.
Yep.
And every once in a while, one of these guys goes off the deep end, starts a company, and you could tell right away that it's one of us because it looks like that. This is Mission HQ. They deliver critical intelligence solutions and advanced technology products to defense and commercial sectors worldwide. We combine decades of operational experience with next-generation innovation to solve the most complex challenges facing our clients, from sensitive operations to commercial applications. Our mission is clear: deliver results when and where it matters most. This is heavy tactical and strategic SIGINT is what you're looking at here. I can tell just by the way the guy's got this shit laid out. This is the 98 series guys all getting together, creating their own little company.
So they're brain mercenaries.
These are the brain mercenaries. These are the 30-pound thug, the 30-pound brain thugs.
Look, and all right. So let's just be clear here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what year did you get hired in at 140K?
2005.
Okay. That's 2005 money.
Yep.
And that was walking in the door pay.
Yep. I would have probably signed on at around 280 today.
Wait, here's the thing. If they could come off that kind of money to pay a dude this,
Yep.
how much do you really think our government is paying these companies? Probably an insane amount of cash, especially if they put, how should we say, security individuals to work for CIA or NSA.
Mm-hmm. In the case of a company like this, what you have here is plausible deniability. These guys can conduct operations. They can go do whatever you need them to do in that space, in that int world, in the intelligence world. Right? And if they get caught, our government can say it wasn't us.
That's what that's what our government is paying for, plausible
which they
deniability.
do. Yes, they're paying for plausible deniability. They're also paying for no actual tie to the government. Of course, there are ties to the government, but somebody's lawyer will just walk in, pencil whip something, and that tie will mysteriously either not matter or
It's in the wind.
It'll get what it'll do. They'll classify the link. They don't have to classify the operation, the government, or Mission HQ in this case. They just classify the link, so you can't see how it's connected.
Well, we also had a guy that got jammed up trying to do a Merc op in Venezuela. Now, granted, it was horribly executed, horribly planned, and in my opinion, woefully underfunded. But there is no way that the alphabet agencies of this nation did not know that was going to happen.
I guarantee you, we watched all of that shit.
They probably like, no, let it play out. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Even if it halfway works, it's a win for us.
Part of the reason that we ended up from North Africa to fucking Bolivia going after fucking North Koreans is because of activity like that. Without going into detail, a bunch of people got sloppy, and SIGINT picked it up. The comment guys overheard it, and then the ELINT guys tracked some of their signals, their phones and radios and shit. And we're like, okay, pack your shit, guys. We're going over here now.
Here we go.
Here we go. Do we have to go? Yeah, you're the guys on the mission. You know the targets.
It's fun and games time when that happens.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Bullshit.
It's at the time, it's kind of fun because you feel all jet setty, except you're traveling in a fucking C-47 or a C-5, and that's not exactly luck's accommodation.
See, here's the thing. When you talk about these companies, right?
Yeah.
Part of me, the young me, is like, yeah, I wish I had done that kind of. That'd be fucking awesome to make that kind of money.
It's this work was boring, dude. I probably had a total of 3 days of excitement in my 11 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Doing the job. There were other things. Some of the schools were great.
I don't know. I mean,
and we were well known for our barbecues.
Really? Well, it's good to be known for something.
Right. Absolutely. Somebody's got to do it. The dossier. We win with partners. We want companies like us, different, risk-taking, bold, exceptional, and focused relentlessly on the customer. Let's follow the War Department's charge and build it. Oh, there you go. Now you know this is the geeks. Let's follow the War Department's charge and build a team to tackle the most daunting challenges. Everybody writing this is also playing Warhammer 3000 or Fortnite right now.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal, but I mean, you can tell.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a certain audience. Now these guys are fucking everywhere. And my browser lost audio. Fortunately, we don't need any audio. Screw you, StreamYard.
Do it.
This is KBR.
KBR. Yep.
Anybody who has been deployed overseas knows who KBR is.
Yeah.
They're in everybody's shit. And boy, do they rake in the money.
Yes. They ran our chow hall. I got the English company fired because he served white fish lasagna. And I fucking flipped out. Got them fired, and we brought in KBR.
What's wrong with whitefish lasagna?
Well, okay. First of all, I love lasagna.
Yeah.
So they put out this little flyer, like whatever night's going to be lasagna night. We were getting
You're all
mortared.
stoked, yeah.
Yeah, we were getting mortared between 1 and 5 times a day. So for me to make that walk across that big open area with no cover for lasagna,
Yeah.
at the time when I made the walk, it was worth it. Then I get there, and I go through the chow line, and they put this fucking white fucking stinky cheese fishy thing on my plate.
Uh-huh.
And I look at him, I'm like, what is this? And in this thick English accent, the guy working the chow line says, "Oh, it's whitefish lasagna." And I'm literally like, "Fuck you!" And I fucking whip it at him. And I'm like, "Fuck you, sons of bitches!" Now I'm a fucking first sergeant, so when a first sergeant starts yelling like that, everyone's like paying attention. I do an about face. Walk right down to the end of the chow hall into their office where the English company was. John Wayne the door open, yell at this dude who was on the phone, and I come through the door and he's like, and I'm like, "Fuck you! How dare you say that?" I was fucking going off. And then I fucking leave there, storm across the compound.
Wait. You yelled at a guy over a fish. Okay, carry on.
White fish lasagna, which is disgusting. I go and I talk to the full bird colonel, who's the OIC for the entire complex. And I come walking in there, and he already knows what's up because they already called him. And this is like maybe 4 minutes later. And I come walking in there, I'm like, "Fuck those guys." He's like, "All right, chill for Sergeant, chill. All right, what happened?" And as soon as I tell him they served whitefish lasagna, he's just like, "Whitefish lasagna? Oh, fuck them, they're fired." And they were gone like 10 days later. We had KBR.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you like to know something really painful?
Huh.
A dish similar to whitefish lasagna is a part of my childhood from the Upper Peninsula.
Blech.
I'm actually rather fond of it.
Blech. I like
So
regular.
I know where it's coming from.
I like
I believe
regular
it's-
lasagna.
I believe it's Welsh, actually. I think it's Welsh in origin.
It's
but,
some horrible English fucking menu, like poached eggs, and
No,
toad in
it's-
the hole, and spotted dick, which every time I heard that, I'm like, that's some VD shit right there.
Yeah, spotted dick is a dessert
Yeah, nope.
that you can buy in a can.
Well,
You can buy a can of spotted dick, which alarmingly makes all kinds of sense.
well, yeah, man, listen, everyone's entitled to a couple berserker moments, especially in the combat zone. That was mine.
It's great.
All this
You
talk
lost-
about spotted dick, man. My finger's hovering over the button.
It's a dessert in a can, Jimmy.
I know.
You can stick your spotted dick in a can.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
Fair enough.
You pushed me too far, man. I pushed the button.
Oh, my God.
That's great. Oh,
But that's the way it goes, man.
that's good stuff.
Yeah, and listen, KBR, their chow hall was completely different.
Yeah.
We had like the deep fried cardiac line.
Yeah,
Then you had the standard line, and they had a fucking ice cream bar and a smoothie station. Fuck yeah! If you're gonna die in combat, you might as well die well fed. And so they had soda. And, the English company didn't have soda. They had like this horrible Kool-Aid shit that was undersweetened, in my opinion.
Victory Punch.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
We had Victory Punch in basic. It was awful. It was basically the Army's version of Gatorade, and you had to drink at least 1 glass of it with every meal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, KBR does mission technology solutions, sustainable technology solutions, and KBR digital accelerators. That's a new one on me. I haven't heard of that.
I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
Let's explore now. Shortening the distance between data and decision, facing some kind of driving speed. There's a lot of general statements here. Digital accelerators include digital engineering, artificial intelligence, data analytics, cybersecurity, autonomous systems, and enterprise technology. This sounds like VSAT, what we would have called VSAT back in the day. This sounds like communication systems that are as secure as you're going to get them, with really rapid transmission capabilities, probably burst transmission capabilities.
Here's another thing is our government will train you to be a digital warrior, to do all the security, the penetration testing, all of that, AI crazy stuff that they're doing now.
He said penetration testing.
But here's the thing is, yes, you pay for all this guy's training, and by the time he can sell the training, he's like an E4,
right?
Which is getting paid nothing.
Yes.
For having a multi-million-dollar skill set. And then they have to deal with all of the bullshit of the military, the DEI, the female commanders, the toxic leadership, both NCO and enlisted. These guys do their 4 years, get out, and go work for this company doing the same thing, using the training the government gave them to make, $250,000, $350,000 a year.
Yeah. Now, KBR is new in that realm. I know this because most of our guys went to Northrop or they went to khaki. Now, khaki took a lot of our guys and also operated with a lot of the special projects. They are known for being very good. They're known for very few mistakes. It's an extremely competent company. If you've got the skill set and can get a clearance, khaki's where you want to go, because they have some serious money.
Yep.
They've got contracts, and they paid more than Northrop Grumman did. There just weren't any khaki posts where I was at the time. And Northrop Grumman was right. As a matter of fact, one of the guy who recruited me for Grumman was on one of the dart teams in the dart league that I played in. And when he found out I was getting out, he's like, "Come to my office tomorrow."
Yep.
Like, okay. I went into his office. He's like, "You have a job here."
Listen, that's pretty much how
and that's how it works.
Yeah. That's how it worked for me.
Yep.
Like, when they found out, like, I was getting divorced and everything was all fucked up, I had some people calling me like, "Hey, man, the only reason I didn't take
it
is
go do some shit."
The moral issue, and I wanted to be present for my children.
Yeah. That's why I did not follow through. Well, that and losing my fucking clearance because of my ex-wife.
Yep.
But that's a thing, man. That's a thing. So there's also a company called MAG. And MAG is the squints.
What the fuck is a squint?
Imagery intelligence. We call them squints because they're always squinting at maps. These guys really deliver some freaking C3 command, control, and communication stuff. And they also recruit heavily from our ranks, from the intelligence ranks. And they have really picked up steam. They were just coming onto the scene, really, when I was getting out. But now they've got really sophisticated operations going. And this pisses me off because there's so much I could talk about here and I can't.
It's all right. We get
It's
it.
very frustrating. It's frustrating because I want to talk about these aircraft and what they can do because it's really fucking cool. And if I do, I'm going to get a knock on my door tomorrow and somebody's going to be angry and I'm going to be in trouble.
You get yelled at and
I'll
investigated?
get yelled at and investigated.
I've been yelled at and investigated quite a few times. It happens.
Yeah. I don't want them at my door.
Yeah, it is stressful.
Suffice to say, some of the capabilities, you can see it in the cyber comms and networks thing here. You can go to these links and read through a lot of what they do. My problem is I can't confirm or deny any of their activities or really talk about them in any detail. Suffice to say, on a modern battlefield, when I was doing assets management in 2002, the shit we could do was incredible. It's why the enemy couldn't keep up with us on a battlefield, point blank, because we had everything covered. You give us a couple of maps with overlays, and we were working off of paper maps with acetate. We didn't have all these computer models yet.
No. Yeah. I mean, that's how I operated.
Yeah. And we still dominated every battle space because they couldn't compete with what we could put into the air, what we had for satellite technology. Two of the programs are retired now. I can actually say their names, Keyhole and LASP, the imagery platforms that were up there. And they had capabilities that would bother you.
And that was, 2+ decades ago.
Exactly. That was 25, 26 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine how more potent that shit is now, quarter of a century later.
I saw imagery that strongly indicated you could tell nipple size through a bikini.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave it at that. That's my standard of measurement right now. Nipple size through a bikini.
Peeping Tom through a satellite.
From space. Of course they're gonna do that. What do you think? The Intel guys are all geeks.
Sounds like it. I would love to see that. I just want to be in the room and then somebody go, "Hey, we got nipples." I'm like, nipples?
What?
Somebody say nipples?
Who says what? The first time I
spin your screen, man. Spin your screen. I want to see that shit. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first time I saw any of that imagery, I was like, "Oh my god!" I guess Tom Clancy was right because he shows it in a couple of his books, in his movies. They spit up some of these satellites, and those programs are retired now. They've been retired for 15, 20 years. So you can imagine what's up there now.
Well, I mean, they can look up your ass from space. Like I tracked my ex-wife from a satellite in space.
Yeah.
I just put a little thing on the roof.
With gear that you guys had in the team room.
Well, it was expensive. I signed for it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is it was like no big deal. They're like, I saw our pop's having a problem with his wife. Can you get him the kit?
Yeah.
And I go to the supply room and they're like, here's the XY bang your wife thing and the 1254 find this shit, the penis sniffer, the laser, hear anything. I mean, fucking, you could pick up satellites. I mean, cell phones.
Laser mics are cool.
It was in a parachute case. I brought it back like 3 weeks later. Mm-hmm. You know, they literally just let me walk out the door with this much, a dollar amount of this equipment. I mean, that's what it's like when you're in the Green Beret unit.
We borrowed some of your stuff for an LLVI mission where LLVI will actually get close enough to listen to your little brick radios. So we're in your tree line. We're 300-400 yards away.
Yeah.
And we'll build hide sites and stay there for a couple of days.
And they could do the same thing with cell phones.
Yeah.
At least back in the day. I mean, it's been 20 years, so I don't know what they're capable of doing now.
We could do that back in the day. We calibrated our equipment. I've mentioned this. We calibrated our equipment off your fucking cell phones.
Yeah. All you really do is you have the device, you get your hands on the cell phone. All you do is you dial a number, hit send, it picks up the frequency, you hang up the phone, and as long as you're within 200, 250 meters, you turn on the set, and you can hear everything that phone is doing.
One of the other things we had was we got them from you guys. We got them from the Green Beanies. Was the laser mics?
Yeah,
we got a couple of laser mics. Those are great.
That's some nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah. But you better make sure they don't have like Nog counter laser gear though. The Nogs that can see lasers.
Yeah, no.
So they
nods.
don't. None of those guys have that shit.
No. I was getting intel on what was going on with, my ex-wife's wood chipper, and she was running a force to cock through it.
No, I'm talking about our LLVI job.
Oh,
we had to make sure that they didn't have that shit first before we started using.
Yeah, you'll get smoked.
Yeah,
they will maneuver on you, pin you, and kill you.
Yes, and it would be bad because we operated in 4-man teams. You're just fucked at that point.
You ain't doing shit. Yeah, you're done.
Yeah. So anyway, our last little fun bit of the day is these private military companies are not immune to disaster, as we saw with Spear Operations Group. London, Washington, even within the secretive world of private military companies, AirScan is noted for being unforthcoming about its operations. The Florida-based company has repeatedly refused to disclose what work it is doing in Europe, choosing instead to discuss the company's plans to track polar bears hibernating in the Arctic. That's classic imagery intelligence. We work closely with the U.S. government, explained a company spokesman on Tuesday when approached for comment on their operations in the Balkans. We couldn't answer any questions without their permission. They're under NDAs, guys. AirScan's founder and president, Walter Holloway, when asked what work the company did in Europe, responded, "Europe? Who told you we were in Europe?" When questions on the contracts the U.S. government holds with private military companies like AirScan, officials retreat behind a wall of silence. This is what I said before. They disappear the link. If you can't prove the link, you can't prove anything if you're a lawyer or a judge or whatever. If you're a foreign government, you just start killing people. Retreat behind walls of silence, claiming that any information is proprietary and they cannot disclose anything without the permission of the companies. It is all the more ironic, then, that live feeds from AirScan's spy flights have turned into international television broadcasts freely available to the general public. A lot of that high-end video shit you get, the aerial stuff, that's spy scam.
Really?
Now they've said it right here. I can say it. Most recently, 3 AirScan pilots were sought for questioning by the Colombian Attorney General for their role in providing intelligence to the Colombians before the Colombian Air Force bombed the village of Santa Dominga on December 13th, 1998, killing 18 people, including 7 children.
Shame.
So, yeah, these guys have been around for a minute.
Oh, hang on. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just clarify.
We are in super chat territory.
All right, hang on. Shit like that did happen in South America.
Yes.
But if it did happen, there was a really good reason behind it. Let's just put it at that.
If it did happen, I have no knowledge of it, nor could I condone any such activity should I have knowledge of it.
Hey, Jimmy, let's spin up the super chat, and I got to hit the...
don't tell what you gotta say. Whatever it is, it's probably lame. If you want some advice and need some help, oh, how about you go F yourself? Go yourself, oh, F yourself.
That never gets boring. Pop went to the pisser, Jimmy.
Squirrel
He abandoned us. Yeah, he squirrel bladdered on us. Start with the YouTubes. Just go for it. He'll be back in a second.
313 viewers over there, 257 likes.
Ooh, good ratio.
Not bad, not bad. Could be a little bit better, though. First 2 come from Maztazel, the whistleblower from 2010, tourist shooting humans.
What?
I believe that is a movie.
Oh, okay.
Might have to add that to the movie night list.
Yeah.
Maztazel again says B5, like using orbital mass driver to do the talking. Jonathan English here, we're dropping 5, says the lighting makes Beatty's beard look like it's dyed blue. Will there be a transition in his future soon?
Oh, no, I just have that is my beard is actually a bluish gray. That's not just the lighting. That's real.
The blue bearded dwarf.
There will be no transitioning. I am Bluebeard the Dwarven, not so pirate.
There you go. Maztazel again says Minnesota National Guard unit in the 80s stole fully loaded beer truck and hid it on base for a long weekend of military exercises.
I approve of this activity.
That sounds like some E4 Mafia shit.
I had to pay. I'm sorry.
Jimmy just read an E4 Mafia moment where apparently a National Guard unit stole a beer truck and hid it on post so that they could party from it. Yeah.
Well, we never stole a truck, but we stole shit from
things happened.
Events
occurred.
We stole from ROTC.
Mm-hmm. You didn't steal it. You strategically transferred equipment to an alternative location.
No, in some cases we outright stole shit from time to time.
Listen, if they're going to show up to the field with coolers full of submarine sandwiches, beer, and soda pop, we're stealing that shit.
I was on a heavy site that was a 5-ton truck with a hut on the back and a 13,000-pound trailer at the back in tow. and we had a GP small and a 6-man team, and we had 3 up, 3 down. We had 1 guy on guard, 2 guys in the hut, 3 guys sleeping. I came out for a smoke to find our guard tied up with a thank you note pinned to his chest.
Nice.
Because in our hut, we had stashed steaks and ramen and Coke and stuff, and we had set the cooler just inside the GP small. Unbeknownst to us, 2nd Division Lurs was operating in our area and discovered that we had these things because they smelled us cooking the steaks.
Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
And our guard was tied up and fucking duct tape with a note on his chest that thanks for the food, guys, 2 ID Lurs. We're like,
Yeah,
dicks.
that sounds about right.
Thanks, man. Bar One Studios dropped a 5 says you're not mentioning the Soldier of Fortune video games where you can remove limbs with the M60 or shotgun.
Well, you could do that for real, though. I just don't recommend it in other than military circumstances.
Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork.
Paperwork.
Dragging through the courts. Oh, my God.
Yep. El Snows here says mercs have existed since the days of Xenophon.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Achilles was a merc.
Yes,
The,
it was.
the Myrmidons was a mercenary unit.
Yep.
And that is the reason why no one will know your name.
That's right.
Let's see. El Snows here. He's dropping 50 on us, so he gets one of these.
Thanks for your support.
Outstanding.
Lord Cochrane was a Scottish naval mercenary who served it for Brazil in the 1820s. He was kicked out of the Royal Navy and went entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Didn't pay him, so he ran São Luís in northern Brazil. He is
Jimmy.
Westminster.
Jimmy, your mic is wobbling really hard.
Stand by.
There we go. Now it's normal.
Are we unfucked?
Why? What happened?
What the hell? Might have to go get a new fucking microphone here in a little bit. We'll get to that. Let's see. Sharon St. George says the government embarrasses itself fine on its own. It doesn't need any of our help for that.
Nope. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Looking at the representative, whatever the fuck her name is, sponsoring the totally not amnesty, but it's an amnesty bill.
Yeah.
I gave that woman some choice words on Twitter.
Yeah, good.
Fuck that bitch.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Over on the Rumblies, we got 324 watching, 126. Oh, a little bit over half. 3 downvotes.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
But again, because there was a couple on there that I'm pretty sure are instigated by 68 Barracuda. Who says everyone downvote until we get our Poppin' Killery and Dwarfin' Nancy.
God damn it.
All right, fine. I'll give you what you want, you dirty, dirty bastard. I think he's got an eye bleach kink or something like that.
Something like that.
Oh, hey.
Stop! That's fucking horrible.
There you go. Let's see. 68 Barracuda is asking, did you get to eat the antelopes?
No.
Ooh.
No.
We didn't get to eat the rabbit either.
Royal assholes about it, though.
Yeah, that and antelope, it's you have to cook it just right, because if not, it just tastes like sage and dirt.
Oh, yeah, they're scrabblers. They eat like scraps.
Yep, and it's bad. All right, Flash Gator, he's dropping 50 on us, so he gets one of these. Where is it at? Oh, here we go.
Thanks.
God damn it.
I feel so violated. I just don't like it at all.
Well, Barracuda was asking for a Poppin' Killery and a Dwarfin' Nance, so, well, what do you want me to do? It's my job.
It's my job.
My job.
Flash Gear saying, evening, gentlemen. Hope everything is well. Question for Poppin' the Battle Dwarf. Do you guys know any former helicopter pilots in the Army, and would you be willing to do a recommendation letter?
One of my cousins was an Apache pilot. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but I know.
So,
one.
are you trying to become a chopper pilot? What are you trying to do?
His second one is an email to come, so keep an eye out for that one.
Oh, there you go.
Flash
Email
Yep.
us.
Yeah,
That's
send me an
that's
email.
the way to go, is to email us.
Yep.
Because listen, man, if I could pull strings to get you to become a helicopter pilot in the military, I'll fucking do it.
Hell yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, 68 Barracuda says, and die like a soldier.
Read Kipling's accounts of the war in Afghanistan. It is really moving stuff.
It's a clusterfuck. He was a good poet too.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, speaking of clusterfucks, Flash Gators come back, says Papa Dwarf, any opinion on the Iran civilization end post by Trump?
It's not. Listen, he's not going to nuke the place. It's not going to happen. Do I think he should bomb all of the bridges and power plants and destroy their water infrastructure? Fuck yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah,
We should listen. Here's the thing. This should have been done in 1980. As soon as we got our hostages back, we should have bombed them into the fucking Stone Age. But none of the presidents had the balls to do it. All right. Now, here we have Iran. They are on the record enriching uranium. They're on the record with an insane amount of one of those spinner things that makes the uranium. They've had nuclear scientists defect and go on the record stating that they're working on a nuclear warhead. Israel has assassinated probably a half a dozen said scientists who are still working on the program. This is not a secret, and it's not bullshit. And if you paid attention in the news, they fired off a missile that went between 4,000 and 5,000 goddamn miles. Guess what? If they can build a platform that'll go 4,000 or 5,000 miles, they already have a platform that could hit the continental United States. Because all they have to do is get it up into suborbit or orbit and just hold it up there for a little bit longer before it comes back down. And if they have the nuclear warhead and they actually have a missile that could hit anywhere in the fucking world, with their past track record of all the shit they've done, it is irresponsible to not kick their ass to the point where they're wearing their rump as a fucking hat. All right, sorry, I went off.
So, on the exact wording of Trump's post, we know he's a shit starter. I was actually going to show a clip.
And talker. Okay.
I was going to show a clip, but I realized that YouTube would probably ding us for showing the clip, even though I'm getting the clip from YouTube.
That has happened before.
Yes, exactly. Do you recall the scene in Princess Bride where Andre the Giant, as the Dread Pirate Roberts in front of the gate, says, "I am here now, but soon you will not be here"? The whole doing the Dread Pirate Roberts thing in the Holocaust cloak, and they light him on fire. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what Trump's post was. She was shit talking. I'm going to annihilate your whole society. Clearly, he's not going to vaporize the entire Persian society. Okay, they've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
There's a whole fucking lot of them, and you would have to drop 40 or 50 nukes because of the mountain ranges there to get everybody. And we don't have 40 or 50 nukes. That's not a thing.
Well, we do, but we're not going to waste them.
Well, yeah, we don't have 40 or 50 nukes to waste.
But I am 100% behind.
It's shit talking.
Just bombing the shit out of their infrastructure. I really am.
It's standard warfare. It's a war crime. No, it's not. It's standard warfare.
Yes.
The first thing you do is cut their supply lines, their ability to produce shit, and their ability to run shit. Those are the first three things you do.
And then you work your way down from there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to move. I don't want you to be able to start your car. And I don't want you to be able to build any more cars.
Mm-hmm. All right,
that's war.
Keep going. We're going on a rabbit hole, man. Rabbit hole.
Mano coming in. If a witch was to start a counter to SOF, would it be called the Soldier of Misfortune?
Could be. Sounds legit.
Flashgator says, "Gotta go, guys. Have a good night. Email coming in tonight or tomorrow."
All right. Cool. Thanks, Thank you.
There you Let's see. Jerry Conway here says The Beast, filmed in 1988 around the Soviet tank cut off from its column with a radio that cannot transmit, only receive, was filmed entirely in Israel.
Huh.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
it was a good movie, though.
All the same, very good movie.
Yep. Mando coming back says, Pop, which went away first, your ego or Dwarf's hair?
His hair.
Yeah, my hair.
Yeah, it took me a couple of years of doing this to get over the whole ego anger thing.
All right. Mando again says, in 3050 or to 3070, the Wolf's Dragoons Mercs tried to ensure Mercs were working for reputable agencies. Hence why the Capcom never got any good contracts. Too bad Blake's followers nuked Outreach.
Okay.
6-Day Barracuda says, hey, Pop, what's that? Was that spring baton that were you hit in the head made of metal or flesh?
It didn't hit me in the head. It hit me in the back. And it was made of metal.
Those are asps.
Yeah,
they
and
used.
I had like this fucking welt on my back this long. And then the next day it turned into this bruise that was fucking... It bruised all the way down to the shoulder blade and the ribs on my back.
And those police over there, it's not like American police where if they use excessive force, they can find themselves in court. That's not a thing.
Not in Germany.
They will, the Italians too. They will just beat your ass and that's that.
Yeah.
You don't have any recourse. Tough titty.
Yeah.
Yep. 6-Day Barracuda again says, make that a shirt. Be a little more not so killy.
I like the one that you pissed in the wrong cornflakes.
He
the
pissed in the wrong Cheerios.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Mando says, Pop, serial question here for you. If the Mercs who specialize in wet works do not get a job for a while, do they do other wet works for German scat or other corn? I mean, $20 is $20.
I mean, $20 is $20, but there are answers I don't ever want.
No. Barracuda says, dude, bro, private equity mercenaries. Cappy will love that. Number go up, bro.
Okay.
Let's see. Barracuda again says, conflict gnome. What do you see as the future with mercenary usage over the coming decades with the coming chaos in Europe? Using usage against civilian populations or migrants?
Honestly, I don't really have a strong answer to that. We pointed out a bunch of companies tonight that everybody thinks of as just companies like Northrop Grumman, Khaki, and even, Spear Operations Group. Mercenary companies already exist and they're already doing stuff. Northrop Grumman does a ton of shit. Khaki does a ton of shit. KBR does a ton of shit. KBR's contracts are enormous.
Yeah, listen, the mercenary thing is never going to go away. As long as there's conflict, there's people willing to get paid to settle said conflict. It's going to happen.
And it is no longer phalanxes of men with swords and shields and spears.
Nope.
Okay, mercenary work has changed entirely. You still got the wet guys. You still got guys doing that shit. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff out there. Look into what Northrop Grumman and Khaki are doing.
All right, next one.
Tomahawk with 10 says, very interesting show tonight, gentlemen. On a side note, it looks like the end of the world has been postponed for 2 weeks. Yay.
Oh, big
I
shock.
told you.
Aztec calendar. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Barracuda Kovac says, flock cameras are the same thing as these 30-pound brain thugs. This is how our federal, state, and local governments sidestep the Constitution.
It's absolutely correct. That needs to be put to an end.
I do not condone any such activity, nor will I participate in any such activity, but should cameras like that cease to exist when discovered, I would not find myself in an upset frame of mind.
Yes. I will look the other way. I saw nothing.
Yeah.
Nope. Mando Comeback says, is it wrong I am thinking of buying some spotted dick for the director of my company's HR?
Ooh.
Oh,
yes, why not?
Very nice. Pop, could we get like Pop Pringles cans full of spotted dick?
I can't believe you said that.
Yes,
Fuck you, man.
Yes, you can.
That's
you can
fucked up, man.
You can totally believe I said that.
Oh my God.
Billy Von Baum, we need a Pops Pringles spotted dick can deep fake. Get on it. Mando again said, oh, no, that's duplicate. Of course. Rumble. Need to figure that shit out, man. Scrolling down, getting the scrolliosis in. See, 68 Barracuda. Dwarf, would you do any sort of career path plan for young men for this kind of thing? Kind of like Cappy's world's best accounting career for like $100 or whatever would be good for the channel.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, while Pop and I both do not advocate for people currently joining the military, if you've got the skills and can get the clearance to get into a company like Khaki, KBR, or Grumman, I'm going to say yes, because it's really good fucking money.
Yes.
And your pay to death ratio is
very
acceptable.
low. Yeah, very low, very low.
Yeah, they don't put any of those guys in anything like harm's way unless you specifically volunteer to go work at an embassy somewhere. In which case, that's on you and you're a dumbass.
You are not going to see the business end of the 2A rifle range.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be in the rear with the gear.
If you possess the capabilities and you're young enough and can get a security clearance, I would highly recommend a Northrop or a Khaki or a KBR path. Just for the pay alone.
Next one.
There you go. Mando come back says, "Now, Sergeant Pop, I want you to take very good care of this equipment."
You know how many times I've heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a hand receipt.
Yep. Tomahawk with 5 says, "Happy belated Easter to the regiment. Had one hell of a cookout. Wish I could have invited you all."
Outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wish we could have gone.
Hell yeah. Barracuda come back says, "So can this equipment see what shows up on your computer screen like strings of zinc noodle pho and tilapia lasagna with a side of cottage cheese chicken legs
and some fish lasagna?"
Fuck you. I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can see what's going on in your computer.
The stuff that I saw could not see that.
Yep. See, an alley card, you should have donated that earlier because then I would have done that for Pop.
Oh, God damn it. Stop. You make me nervous.
Let's see here. Yep. Rumble again with the duplicates. Come on, man. Unfuck your shit, man. Let's see. Tomahawk says, "Tell Dwarf if he doesn't back off my lady Nancy, we're going to have a problem."
Hey, fuck off, dude.
Hey.
Wait, what? You can have her.
I'm glad I'm just going to stick with my Rosie Palm.
Fair enough.
International House of Whoop-Ass says, "I want to know who started the Trump will nuke lie. It's not smart to nuke because then the oil is worthless."
It's obviously the left is trying to pump this up into something bad.
Yeah, you got the, well, I'm just going to say it, the retards are saying, "Oh, we need a 25th Amendment him right now." And yes, I am talking to, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Shut your fucking whore mouths. We don't need any more talking heads. God damn it. I'm fucking under enough stress and bullshit as it is. I don't need you idiots in here. Fuck off. Let's see. Mando says, "Pop, would you be okay with making Iran look like the Narn homeworld after the Centauri redecorated the place?"
That's from Babylon 5, and they basically they glass the planet with asteroids. I don't really want to see any country get wiped out to the last man. I mean, for me to get to that level, you really got to fucking piss me off. But they have been fucking with us for half of a fucking century. This is out of fucking control. And it's about time they got their ass fucking kicked because it should have been done in 1980. All right, keep going. Next one.
Tantalum Weddy says, "Help out our brother 1-0 Solvin. He's blindsided by divorce." Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
All right. Yeah.
Send us an email, dude.
No, I've already answered his email. Just put a link in the chat. We'll see what we can do for him.
Okay.
All right, do it, and let's keep going.
And two guests here, last one on the Rumble side for now, because of sneaky bastards, I know. Says, Pop, if it were deep fried whitefish and fries, would have been acceptable?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Fish and
well,
chips.
Fish and chips. I mean, that's a different animal. So, I mean, I was expecting
technically the same animal, but
I was expecting red sauce lasagna with layers of cheese, ground beef, and sausage.
Did you have a tantrum?
I did, and I'll admit it. That was my berserker moment. We're all entitled to one.
Sure.
Let's see. We'll jump over to the MGTOW side of things. First one from Dark Mad Dog says, "Hello guys, news. I managed to install Quebs. I was missing cores on the processor. I think it failed. I install Mint Linux. I can't drag and drop programs and games. Fuck it. Like a battered woman, I went back to my abuser Windows 10, but it's base Windows 10 without extra fluff and offline. Other news, my wife has passed the fearful avoidance cycle after 4 years and a half into anxious preoccupied, where she becomes a stage 5 clinger."
Okay.
That happens. Hey, Jimmy, the Rumble side not only did sneaky bastard, but did sneaky heavy hitter bastard.
All right. Oh, shit, yeah.
Holy shit. All right, let's see here. We'll get into those. Alicard says, "My coffee tree is doing well." Hell yeah. Make your own coffee. Nice. 60 Barracuda says, "Talking about making energy worthless, look into Survival Lily on YouTube. She just reported about a huge lignite coal mine in Germany being deliberately flooded. Bolshevikville! I can find
drink.
We haven't had one of those here tonight, Dwarf.
It wasn't really a Bolshevik kind of night.
But you said it anyway.
There, I said it. Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks. Now drink.
But I guess we got to go see Dwarf and Nance, see how they're doing.
In Bolsheviksville, where the sun shines bright, live Dwarf and Nance, what a charming sight. With Sandy the maid and Pop dropping by, and Hillary's antics that'll make you sigh. Oh, Dwarf and Nance, they've got it made, with laughter, love, and a living made. From morning toast to an evening dance, it's always a hoot with Dwarf and Nance.
There you go. There's your Sandy the maid for you.
There it is.
And New Vegas Badger dropping a hundo on us. Says, "I recited Kipling's Tommy and Gunga Din from memory at my retirement party."
You're a better man than I am, Gunga Din.
Nice. He gets one of these.
Thanks for your continued support.
Thank you very much.
Fucking sweet, bro.
Also, highly recommend those two poems. Carry on.
Yep.
Carrying on here. Crazy Uncle here says 2 things. 1, I sent the email Blake requested. 2, I worked with American country, mainly with the MSR, and I do not have a high opinion of them. Stories some other time, to include, how do we get a free 249?
Ooh. Well, first of all, it sounds all cool when it's an automatic machine gun until you have to buy the ammo for it. Then, no thank you.
Yeah.
So, listen, in all the firefights I did, one time full auto. That's it. It's all semi-automatic. That's all you need.
Pull trigger, gun go boom.
Yeah.
Bad guy go. Bad guy go dead.
They don't really die instantly. They kind of like writhe around on the ground and they scream and shit. It's fucking annoying.
Bad guy no longer problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Dark Mad Dog, he's continuing up with his first one here. Says, "So not seeing me 2 months made her feel miss me because of her dead parents. She misses me even more. So she fills the void in her life. Since match 6, her anxious flip, she did 1,655 views. Not bad. And I sent her a marriage proposal. She's ready. Boob memes, boob gifts, teasing, eating her like a cake portion for Easter. I invited her over and she did not come. I sent her over some files of her. I wrote down everything. She watches more. Too long didn't read. My wife coming home after 2 months of silence.
All right, next one.
There you go. Moisture Patrol dropping 10 for the beer fund.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Migtail Roney, he's got a couple in a row here, says Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni SA case. Apparently, the judge tossed out the sexual harassment claims, citing that the New York filmed project lacked the necessary connection to California's employment laws, that Lively operated as an independent contractor. Basically, California's draconian SA laws don't apply in New York City.
Oh, to be honest, they don't really apply anywhere. There's no way you can go back, decades and try to bring a civil or criminal case against somebody. That's just ridiculous.
Yep. And last one, Mig Tyrone, it says, well, Pop, cheesy, gooey whitefish lasagna is going to be your latest kryptonite. Now the gang will fuck with you about this going forward.
Okay. I mean, listen, it was a legitimate berserker moment, man. It was legitimate.
When you get your walkthrough in hell, that's what they're going to serve you for dinner. You know that, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Be like, hey, Pop, guess what's for dinner? And you ain't going to be able to bitch about it.
Oh, no, I'll still bitch about it.
Fucking assholes, man. Make me eat fucking
You can,
fish
listen,
lasagna.
you can always bitch about shit.
Yes.
Totally accept it.
Yeah, you can. Over on the Odyssey side, had 11 viewers over there. How do we do over on the Twatter sphere? Let me take a peek here. When it opens up, got 29 views over there.
God, I wonder. I mean, that one day we had like 5,500. How did we do that?
I don't know. I plug the show on Twitter, but
so do I.
I do too. Well, fuck. We'll figure something out here so we can get some more fucking views and get more names on the wall.
Ooh. Rumble is doing that Rumble thing again too.
Yep, we did have a couple over on the YouTube side as well. The Plains Warriors. Pop and Blake dancing to Beyonce.
Dude, I was so mad at him when he did that. I called him up. I'm like, hey, man. He starts laughing. I'm like, you fucker.
I was texting Blake earlier, and he says that was the most pissed you've ever been at him since the wedding dress incident.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
But hey, man, it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard, you homo.
Hey, Pop, just
I'm
because
over
you
it.
started the regiment doesn't mean we're not going to fuck with you.
No, I'm good with it. It's all, I mean, I was mad, but I'm over it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there. What are you going to do?
It's funnier than shit, man.
What are you going to do?
Too late now.
Too late. All right, Desert Dweller 1965 dropping 10 says Kipling has some great work. You can do a show on his work.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that's reasonable. We'd have to find an excuse, I suppose. But yeah, Kipling is up our alley.
Like, the favorite poem of his is If.
Yep. That's a good one.
That's
My favorite is probably Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy's good too.
There you go. Polska Bob dropping $20 for some beer money. Thank you,
very
Bob.
Yeah, some of the best poems are written during war.
It's a true story.
All right, let's see here. All right, Reynard69 says, forget 1980, or Iran has been fucking us since 1790, and we created the Marines, and Europe since 780. Should have been finished in 1030, but we're just too damn nice.
Okay, I have to throw the bullshit flag here. Iran wasn't fucking with us in 1790. That's not when we created the Marines. The Marines were created alongside of the Navy. The Marines became called the Leathernecks when we raided the slaver castles at Tripoli.
Northern
The
Africa.
halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. That has nothing to do with Iran. And also, Iran wasn't even called Iran until 1935. It was called Persia. It has not been fucking with Europe since 780. That was the Ottoman Turks.
Fuck those guys. And
Sorry,
that was a huge empire too.
Yeah, there was a huge empire.
That
You
was a
pissed off
huge
the
empire.
history dwarf. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Your heart's in the right place, but you got the wrong guys.
All right, next
you pissed
one.
off the history dwarf.
Alucard says, where I'm at, I saw 3 flock cameras. I keep faceplate on, avoiding identification.
You know what would be a tragedy if it happened?
Uh-huh.
Somebody had a drone with a robot arm on it and then they kind of fly it up there and spray paint those things.
What about just a drone with a paintball gun?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Bloot.
Yep. There you go. Alucard, he's asking for a Russian pop. Well, which one do you want? Do you want the encore or the original?
Let's go encore.
Я искал ее метро, но она ушла с другим. Мы не виделись давно, и теперь ей все равно. Но я не сдамся, нет, я горю, как неон во тьме. Пусть играет чужой сюжет, я останусь.
Pop, the Russian pop star.
Not even a rapper.
Right? Yep. I'm not sure what that is. I guess it's just a Russian thing.
And the closest I come is cadence. That's it.
That's fine.
It's Russian. Tomahawk says, wearing sneakers because that's what sneaky bastards do.
Yeah.
Of course. Jerry Conway says, you guys will not play this. However, during the Iran hostage crisis in 1980, Vice Vance and the Valiants released Bomb Iran.
I have actually watched that. It's pretty funny. We probably can't show it because we'll get a ding.
And we'll get dinged for that, but
yeah, we will definitely get the
But it's funny. I've seen it.
Yep. And Alucard says, we all have our berserker moments.
Yeah, true story.
Yep. Let's see. USMCD's nuts. Drop a 20. Says, find that fucker that served the fish lasagna and send them all Pringles can full of shit.
It would be funny.
That's a little extreme.
The British would be so hurt if you did that too.
That's a little extreme.
I know, but the British would be so hurt if you did that. They wouldn't get that kind of humor.
No.
There you go. Looks like last one for the night is from Jerry Conway again. It says spotted dick pudding ingredients: lamb suet, dried fruit, flour, sugar, milk, baking powder. Popular in the reign of Queen Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm still not eating that. I got to be a whole.
I have eaten it. It's not terrible.
I'm sure it's edible, but I got to be at a whole fucking different hunger level to eat anything called dick.
Whenever we went anywhere, hey, Steve, try this. I was like the test guy for anywhere we went.
You were Mikey.
People were like, look at that food. Yeah, I was Mikey. Yeah. Look at that food. Hey, go get Steve. He'll do it.
He'll eat anything.
Wait, give me that. Oh.
all I heard is the dwarf once put spotted dick in his mouth.
No.
No homo.
Yeah. I mean, I did have a few culinary tragedies that I will never repeat. You know, eating like meat on a stick on a dare in Cairo.
I have eaten meat on a stick in 3 different countries. Yeah. So,
and they're like it's probably monkey meat. I'm like,
probably monkey.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made him pull over the bus so I could shit in a minefield.
You know that's a bad idea, right? I'm just saying, shitting in minefields is ill-advised.
I didn't know it. I'm literally coming back to the bus, and my buddy Phipps is like, "Hey, man, there's like a sign for a minefield." I'm like, oh, great. What are you gonna do? These things happen.
Stepping on a mine, not taking you out. Shitting on a mine and taking you out. Winning.
There'd be so much paperwork and explaining.
Yeah, Pop had to take a shit. He didn't bring his Pringles can with him, so we just put him out in the minefield, and well,
it wasn't properly marked. It's my defense anyway.
There you go. Looks like last sneaky bastard of the night is Halbert86 says, "Hey, just renewed my support on locals. Thank you. Here's a $5 for Boxwine Catland wrap.
Thank you very much.
Think we can do that.
Box wine on deck, Catland in effect, check it. Yo, I'm on Catland Island, tropical breeze. Box wine chilling at 80 degrees. Ladies in leopard print hugging Siamese. They got purse full of kibble and a fridge full of cheese. Cat lady scratch tracks in the sand with a cab in a box and a cat in the hand.
That's great.
That is fucking awesome. Oh, dude.
All righty. We're final words here tonight from the Battle Dwarf.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we decided to just dial it down tonight. There's enough shit. Everybody knows there's shit going on. We're like, fuck it. Let's just talk about some shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mercenaries. That sounds like a good time. So that's how we ended up with tonight's show. We're like, we're just going to step back and just chill for a second. Because you can only be so intense for so long.
Yeah. Yep. And we learned you something.
Yeah, there you go.
Battle Dwarf was quite proud of himself with the thumbnail because that's fucking hilarious.
No, I was proud of the AI that produced that because it got it right on the first fucking try. And yes, Pop, I know you don't approve of the rank, but it's Mad Magazine. It's supposed to get shit wrong.
All right.
Carry on.
Carrying on. All righty, Popster. You know what time it is.
All right, everybody, don't drink and drive, don't drink and swim. It's not going to work out for you. If you absolutely must fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet, and watch it go all the way down. Why? Because women are sneaky bitches, and child support does last 18 to 21 years, depending upon the state you are in. All right, rack up, pack up, and stack up. In today's environment, you better roll deep for your own safety and maintain your situational awareness, because if you're going to be attacked, something in the environment will have changed. It's up to you to see it. And last but not least, I'm sick and tired of throwing you sons of bitches into the dirt because you're taking a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All right, you need to play the long game. Your future can literally change on a dime and often does. That way, you have to stay in the fight. And if everything else fails, live at a motherfucking spite. And always remember, Uncle Pop is here cheering for you for all of your victories, even the ones you can never tell anyone about. Boom, beer me.
There you go. All righty, gentlemen. And, of course, everybody knows me. Evil button pushing monkey. Got an evil shilling monkey now.
Ooh.
But get over the merch site, man. Bolsheviks.
I like it.
All that kind of stuff. Got the happy helmet stuff. You know, protect your noggin with a little bit of information and whatnot. You know, fear the syrup in case you're feeling a little rambunctious and, well, thinking with the big D. All of the good stuff over there. And don't forget, for the woman in your life, get her a suck a dick. Because that may or may not be the only time she's going to do that.
Hey, now.
Allegedly. That's us for this Tuesday night. We may or may not be reading in some more lives saved this week or next week. We'll let you know.
We should be.
We should. Well, we have it. We should. We'll figure it out.
We'll let you know.
Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Yep.
But I mean, just think about this though. 592 individuals are still walking around out there because I told some jokes and I told them the truth while I did it.
Yeah.
This isn't rocket science. Why it's not being replicated is beyond me.
Because it makes sense and it's actually effective and it does not create new customers.
All right.
There you go. All right, ladies and germs, we'll see you on Thursday. Take it easy.